Hello, welcome back to Gray the Gold Witch. Today we're doing a reading on peace of mind. I am going to look at kind of what is causing stress or anxiety, what the situation is, and then the peace of mind that Spirit wants to give you in this situation. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. I do think with peace of mind, it's egoic situations that are causing stress. So this will be spiritual message. I think it's important to respect our ego's fears, but also debunk them when they are misaligned, when they aren't right. So we have 4 piles today. The first is this arrowhead. The second is this fossil. The third is this rock. And the fourth is this evil eye crystal. So take a second, meditate on the piles, see what one feels right, and I will see you in your reading. Hey pile 1, this is your reading on peace of mind. So I'm realizing the candle isn't lit, so we're going to light it now. I think sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. I don't know if this song is relevant, but Actually Romantic is playing in my head. It also came on my my Spotify recently, or today, so could be that. So we are going to look at this card after we see the problem and the peace of mind. So let's look at what is causing issues. And the peace of mind Spirit's offering you. More cards came out. I'm not going to take them all, but this is really reminding me of the idea that there's so much better. There's so much better out there, and the situation, while it feels big, there's greater things to focus on. So let's look at the problem. We have the 4 of Swords and Strength. And the peace of mind is the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. And the card we have in the middle is Keeper of Truth, number 23. So the problem here I'm seeing is you're tired of waiting and being patient for something. You're tired of something that you know inevitably will come in. It's something that you feel it's meant to, and you're waiting for it, and you're having to be strong and focus on other things and build up strength, and you understand why it didn't come in immediately. I think you knew you had to garner the strength and be rested to the point of coming into this with a balanced mind and not needing anything from it, more so appreciating it and enjoying it and not taking anything or feeling like you need this. It's something that adds to your life. And you see the truth in this. I see that you really do know that that is for the best. But But it's getting to the point, there's sometimes you're like, is this ever gonna happen? Is this coming in? Because I have been waiting, I have been patient, I have been trusting in truth always feel aligned to me spiritually. I feel like they're very connected in a way that we don't always see materially. That to trust, what's true intuitively. It's interesting. I need to meditate more on that, but it feels like something significant that they're intertwined. So the peace of mind here is that help is on its way. This is coming. I know that the right person will wait until I'm ready and I'm sure of my place in the world. There's something here about you needing to be more fully formed, have this strength, wisdom. It's something that you realize with this peace of mind, with this problem. You know that that's the reason it's taken a while. And Spirit's reaffirming that that's what had to happen, but is also saying that what's on the other side of this is so beautiful. You will feel fully able to appreciate it as it comes in. You'll have this Knight of Cups energy where you're enjoying the music, the romance of this, and also the stability to enjoy it. And this, whatever this is coming in, however this is coming in, it's a very stable person or thing that also has this openness and readiness. You're meeting on the same wave in the same way. And this is something that makes you feel self-assured, that gives you excitement about life, and you really do feel like it adds to your life, but you're aware that it can't be your life. And it's something that I'm really seeing. It could be a relationship. It could also be a relationship with something that is coming in that is an experience that also you have a relationship with. It's something that is happening that your soul connects with, if that makes sense. It's vocational, it's destined, it's something you feel will be here. And why I'm realizing with trust and truth, you need to know the truth about something before you should trust it. And it's in the case people kind of overlook the truth. Like, there's some red flags in this situation. There's maybe I'm not ready for this, or maybe they're not ready for this, or I'm thinking like of dating someone and kind of overlooking the red flags and them not being able to give you what you need, being able to be loyal or have the traits that you need in a partner. And objectively, when you come from this source of wisdom of not needing anyone, of wanting, just wanting something additive to your life, you're able to look at it with this truth, be able to look at it from a logical perspective and be like, this person has the qualities I'm looking for in a partner. They are funny, they are wise, they are loyal, they are dignified, they have the values I'm looking for. And it's easy to look past that whenever you want something, you feel like you need it. And that's what Spirit's been protecting you from, and is giving you the space to have the wisdom, have the experience, have the self-love to realize when this truth is coming in, when this thing comes in, you'll be able to look at it objectively and be like, this is something I trust. This, I see the truth here, and this is what I will trust. And Spirit saying, yes, there's this very mature, logical, wise aspect of this, of you coming together with it. But with that foundation, you'll be able to have everything you're looking for, what you're looking for out of this thing, this person, etc. You'll be able to enjoy it and have the joy and fulfillment that you know is coming along with this. The love, the romance, you'll have those things. And I think that you're trying, or we try, not you, we try to skip over this foundational part because we see this romantic part, this exciting part of something, and it doesn't work out because we focus on this and skip over this truth, trust exercise. And the fact that this is taking time, that you also, I feel like, have had other things come in, other opportunities that you easily knew and could discern weren't this value system, this thing you were looking for. And that means you have that identification, you have that understanding. So you're really on the right path. You are experiencing different things till the right thing comes. It's a hero's journey. It could happen quickly, but what's the fun in that? We experience other things to build up the momentum to this. And yeah, I'm seeing this coming in and you being prepared for it. You're ready for it. So you really get to enjoy it. And you've had experiences of this love without foundation. And this could be so many things. Like, this could be being a part of a community that you felt was good for you, but had ulterior motives, or a vocation that you were at one place and you realized the vessel that you were doing this through wasn't the foundation you needed. And so Spirit's really helped you figure out what intentions matter to you, what foundation of values and peace, and that you can trust, but you need to know the truth first. And you're not lying to yourself. I think it's very easy to do that. I am guilty of that, of wanting something and seeing the magic in it, but not looking at the foundation, the real truth of it. And it's been really painful. It's been really devastating. And that is what put me into this energy of resting and waiting for the truth and knowing what I could trust, because my trust was broken in those situations and I had trust without knowing the truth. So yeah, this is really cool, Pile 1. I think you're very aware of what's going on here. You know that this is taking time. This is something that's taken the amount of time to where you're second guessing, like, will it come in? Is this destined for me? And Spirit's really confirming it is. It's coming in. And it's going to come in a way that feels so right for your soul, so connected. You're not going to second guess it. I always laugh at, like, the idea when you know about something, but you will feel intuitively this is exactly the right path for you. It's exactly the right time. It's exactly the right thing or person or experience. And you'll be so grateful that you waited for this. Another cheesy phrase, or good things come to those who wait. I really do see that here. And since we've talked about the hero's journey, I would like to do a quick spread doesn't have to be quick. Maybe we want the journey to be quick. I think that that's just human nature. The ego also wants things to go very fast. I want things to go very fast. Patience is really hard, especially in a society that wants to rush everything and do as much as we can in a short period, like optimize our time, maximize our time. It's toxic. Okay, let's see who. I really just want to see situationally what this hero journey is. So like collective between you and this thing. What archetype of a person is coming in? What archetype of a place? And right now I'm like, will this kind of spread work for a situation? And I think that that's what you're questioning is, will this work given what's happening, given whatever you're feeling? And Spirit's saying it will work. And that you don't need to figure out how. And although you don't have to figure out how, we'll give you some tea. So it's feeling here. We have the shaman, the village, the stone, gnosis, so I think a large reason you're feeling pushed and impatient is because people around you are finding this for themselves, or are settling for this for themselves, or doing something that they aren't really wanting to do, but they feel like they're like, oh, I'll settle to do this job, I'll settle to do this. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to work jobs to survive, but they aren't reaching for something greater later. And you don't have to be. It's whatever feels good with your soul, whatever feels connected. And if you're at this reading, you are someone who has that connection to spirit, and you know that intuitive pull that's taking you where you need to go. So this shaman is very much like, this is coming in the exact way you're living, with this trust in spirit, with this connection to spirit. And it'll be when you're feeling very settled in yourself and settled in your environment. You'll feel very connected to where you are. And the stone is very much being able to weather any storm, being able to survive millennia. It's being soulfully secure. And I see you in these phases. I think the large thing is getting out of the opinions of others of what's conventionally right, what's conventionally true, what things need to look like, what other people will think of situations. I think it's very much that's what's causing this stress of it needing to happen now, is so that others can see it. And I think you know that, because I think if you took a step back and really just focused on your soul and meditated on it, you would see how the experience is happening right now, and the goals you have and what you are trying to move towards. It's not time for this exact thing to come in right now. And you feel that, and you feel that it's coming. You really feel like it's on its way. But it's this like negative energy that's coming in and telling you to feel a certain way. And yeah, it's like getting out of this group think, getting into this security, and security in yourself, not in like this false security of the village or of other people. It's really finding the right security for you. And I see that's leaving, and that's not going to be a part of this experience for you. It's not going to be in these egoic terms in a place that limits you. It's going to be in the place that you find that you can expand and be exactly who you are and not have to fit in a box ever or feel like you need to. And that's where this will happen. That's where this will take shape, and that's so liberating and beautiful. And you need to be settled in that box. Not in that box, gosh, in that place, away from the box. Being who exactly your full self and not fitting into anything. And once you're settled in that way of life, confident in it, this will happen as it's meant to. So, wow, this is cool. To close, we're going to look at some Mandala cards. I love Carl Jung. There's a book I have of his, Man and Its Symbols or something like that. And for some reason it's coming into my head, and I want to take a peek into that book because symbols are very relevant to psychic journey. So we have self-respect. It's okay, Mona. And a response. Oh, this is so cool. So as you gain the self-respect by living your truth and not living other people's truth, this is how the universe will respond to you, respond with bringing in what aligns with your full truth. And if it brings it in before you're ready for it, before you can really enjoy it and see it for what it is, you're not going to have this beautiful experience you're looking for. So yeah, it's frustrating because we want this to come in, but I think that there are things right now you're in a couple boxes, or you're being guilted to do certain things or be a certain way. Maybe even subconsciously taught things that you're deconditioning yourself with. And I mean, there's so many societal conventions that this can come from, like a multitude. So I don't want to even name specifics because you'll know what it is for you. And as you gain the self-respect for exactly who you are, away from this groupthink, oppressive society, and what you fully believe in, and live that accordingly, that's when the universe will respond here. And yeah, it's a matter of call and response. Your fully formed, confident self will call to the universe, your soul will, saying it's time, and the universe will respond. So yeah, pile one, this was really cool. This does give me peace of mind for myself too. So have a good night or day when you're watching this, and I will see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you chose this fossil, then this is your reading on peace of mind. So we're going to look at whatever is causing you stress and the peace of mind Spirit wants to give you. So let's first look at what might be what needs this peace of mind. Wait, this isn't the deck I wanted to use. Pushing all my buttons, babe. Okay, the Tower and Magician. the walls kept crumbling down in the city that we loved. My cats are playing together. Okay, peace of mind from Spirit. Oh boy. Okay, so Spirit's really wanting to come in with peace of mind to the point that it's like, I think that Spirit's really pointing out that a way that you want to go isn't what's correct for you. We have Justice and the Four of Swords. I take the time I need to discover my vitality, and I speak my truth and fairness to myself. Now let's look at the Tree card. Keeper of Peace. The number 4 is significant here. What I'm seeing Spirit say is that you feel like you messed something up. You feel like you are, maybe even feel like you are the one causing what seemingly seem like issues in your life. And Spirit saying to relax, and that what is meant to happen will happen, and what is meant to happen is happening, and you will get your justice. Oh my god, I thought this said peace, but it says pace. So there's something you want to happen. There's something that will happen that is what you deserve, that you know karmically is what's meant for you. But right now it feels like you're in a completely different boat, like completely different things are happening in your life. And this is because this is what needs to happen so that this manifestation comes in. And it's happening at the pace it's meant to. I don't know if this is relevant, but I accidentally left the candle on for a really long time after pile 1. And this is, so it's much lower than it was in pile 1. And I think that Spirit's really saying time has to pass this way. Events need to unfold the way they do. And what is meant for you will come. And also this period where it feels like maybe you aren't manifesting what feels right. This kind of reminds me of Dracula for some reason. Maybe you're getting out of Dracula's grips in a psychic form, like something that's stealing from you, of energy vampires we talk about. There could be something that right now is happening because it's the pace you're meant to go at and how time is meant to unfold. I think you're looking for a complex reason why situations are unfolding the way they are, and there's really nothing to say. It just is happening this way, and you don't need to overanalyze it, because what is meant to come in will. And this experience, I think, is meant to give you rest and remind you what is fair and what is true to you and what matters to you. And you can't be running all the time towards your goals, and I think that's why you needed this peace. This does feel like some sort of rest, some sort of, it might look egoically like a step back or just not what you wanted. And I'm seeing this is the break, this is the peace that brings you to what you want. It is from this experience that you are crafting this manifestation, these new things. And yeah, it does feel like you were pacing yourself. Things were getting too hyperactive and you needed a rest period. And for some reason, Frankenstein's coming to my mind too. This feels just very like science fiction, master scientist. You felt like this scientist, you felt like this person creating, that you really were confident in what you were creating. But there was a time you needed to go into a rest period to bring this into fruition. Yeah, this really feels like you thinking something should have come and there shouldn't have been this rest period, that you should have accelerated without this break. And Spirit's really saying, you will be so thankful that you had this rest, that you took this pace once things start accelerating, because you'll realize you never could have done it without a pause, without this illusion of setback, when really it was just a break, when really it was a pause. Peace, pause, peace. Yeah, number 4 I said was coming out. For April 13th, potentially. So let's get into the Hero's Journey cards. I want to see exactly what this situation wants to bring forward in the format of the Hero's Journey. So we are going to look at what archetype of a person is wanting to come forward, archetype of a place, archetype of a tool you can use. Oh. Why am I thinking of like, now I'm sleepy, like Snow White or Sleeping Beauty's kiss that brought them back to life? I mean, that's so patriarchal and problematic in that sense, that it needed to be a man, but maybe there's something that is awakening you back into the acceleration that you have been in, that you feel, that you worried the pause was stopping. So we have the Creator, the Forest. Look at this rainbow. And we have Aletheia. You made a choice without even realizing it during this period that is bringing you more freedom, more excitement. And this feels like something you felt a little bit drawn back into. That's not going to happen again. Whatever this is that was part of your rest period that felt like something just like a backpedaling, something you didn't want, this isn't coming back in the future. This is like you've set out into this forest and now it's time for this process. It's like a new chapter to begin. And I think this is something happening in the external world that will wake you up to what's right for you, what path you're meant to go on, and really just accelerate this process that I think because of this pause, you don't know what to expect out now that the future's starting to come, now that things are starting to slowly get rolling. You don't know what's coming, but I'm seeing that a moment will arrive, something will come in, some sort of acceptance, some sort of encounter that will show you, yep, that was exactly why I needed this rest period, because things, now I'm able to create, now I'm able to see where this forest led me. You don't have to worry, because you know your innermost truth. You can feel what is right for you. And that's why it's been confusing to be in a rest period, because you felt this coming. I wrote a poem about the patriarchal nature of Sleeping Beauty. So you feel you're really subverting patriarchal norms, that you are winning in a way that subverts the patriarchy, that makes you feel like you have made a win for what doesn't fit in that box. That's so cool. I think you're moving on to innovative ways. You're not staying in the old. The old is fossilizing, and you are in a new chapter. And it's very alive and exactly what you knew was meant to happen. So let's see if there's any other information that wants to come out. Yeah, we have Karma. This is the Justice card in this deck. The Pathfinder and Entertainer. So you're finding your path as a Pathfinder. You're finding the way you're meant to go. It's like you knew to go north. Like you knew what way you were meant to head, like to the north. But then you found the trail. You found the path that you have been searching for. And it does feel like karmic justice. And I think your life's going to get a lot more entertaining, and you're just going to feel more entertaining because you're so joyful about reaching this point. I think you're going to feel like the best parts of you are heightened here. And it's a mix of the excitement of this coming to fruition and just being so in line with your destiny. And for some reason, I just feel like the spirit realm is just rooting so hard for you and really trying to hype you up and let you know that this is on its way. And what's happening isn't punishment, isn't telling you what things are going to be like in the future. It's a rest period to prepare you for acceleration. You couldn't just keep running. You needed a pause. So, I am tired. I think that maybe it's really, you don't want to rest. You're someone who always wants to go, and I think finding ways to accept this and just have respect for this time. So So we're going to look at a mandala card to conclude this reading. This felt fast. This reading felt fast. So I do think when it comes in, it's going to feel very fast. And you'll be like, everything felt so slow, but now it all just feels like it went by in an instant. And I think you'll start thinking about relativity maybe more strongly and realize that things are always in flux, and it'll make periods of your life that feel slow, you'll have confidence in them. So we have love, new, and gratitude. So what you love, what you're searching for, what you truly love, what you want, it's coming in. And the best way to have peace before this does is having gratitude for your day-to-day moments, and having gratitude for the small new things that come in, even if they aren't what you are really wanting exactly. Trusting that they're leading to this feeling, this fulfillment of your life purpose that you feel is coming. So, yeah. It's not long till you'll experience this, and once you start experiencing it, it's gonna fly by. You're gonna be moving very fast, and it's important to appreciate the rest, as in the sleep, but also the rest of your experiences, the things that aren't exactly this, the things that build up to this. Your path without knowing, being able to see the path. Yeah. And the sacredness in that. So this is what I'm getting for you, Pile 2. It was an honored read for you, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 3, if you chose this rock, this stone, then this is your reading on peace of mind. So I got this stone in like the most beautiful lake in New Zealand. It was like crystal clear with all of these rocks, and I've never seen anything like it. So we're gonna look at your problem, what's causing you the stress, and the peace of mind. So what is this situation? Okay. And what is the peace of mind? Okay. So we have the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. We have the Sun, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. And the card in between, we have Keeper of Flow. Okay, so this is one of these situations that it's so annoying to hear everything happens for a reason, or you can't see the full picture, because right now you're going through significant pain, significant sadness towards what you've had to sacrifice, what you've had to let go of, even what the universe made you sacrifice or lose. And intellectually, I think either way would have been painful. It's like there were pros and cons to either things staying or leaving. Maybe not pros and cons, but there was something negative that came with either choice. You couldn't completely win either way. It couldn't be completely right either way. So you're aware of that, and I think that you acknowledge that, but that doesn't change the pain you're going through because of it. The Swords cards are all about the mind. And I think in your mind, you're just dealing with grief. You're dealing with grief at things not working and wondering if this was how it was meant to be. And I want you to know, just because there's pain here doesn't mean it wasn't, like, you didn't do anything wrong. This is how life was meant to flow. And you couldn't keep this situation. This couldn't stay. And if this stayed, your situation wouldn't progress. You wouldn't be headed the way you want to be. Because really where you're headed, you are flowing. This did not stagnate you. You might feel like this felt like a pause, like you're stuck here, like this ended and you don't see yourself moving forward. But this flow is happening. We see a little boat here and fish, and you're headed to your destination. And sometimes a lot of the time, growth is predicated on pain. People grow because of these difficult choices, these difficult sacrifices. And it's so annoying to hear this, but it is true that this happening is leading to your fulfillment, is leading to your happiness. And most importantly, it's leading to your empowerment. You feeling strong in yourself, you feeling like you can handle your life, you're assertive, you're strong. I think maybe in this situation you felt a little submissive, or it just didn't let you step into your full power. And with this leaving, the flow is bringing you into your full power and into this brightness, and things really, this is aligning you. What's happening here is aligning you with your destiny, with your life purpose, with the fulfillment you came to Earth to have. But on a 3D perspective, this hurts, this cuts. There's this part of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Women Who Run with the Wolves, that talks about how it can hurt to leave something that isn't right for you. Like, let's say your foot was badly poisoned, and if it stayed on your leg, it would kill you. So your foot gets cut or amputated. It's still gonna hurt so bad, even though it's life-saving that you let go of it. It's going to be painful, and that's how loss is in this world. Separation isn't typically seamless. There's going to be pain, there's going to be egoic heartbreak, there's going to be some feeling of isolation here, feeling of becoming isolated. But this is so you can take this flow to really your true nature. And when we look at these cards, they're dark, these are light. Just a very simple way of saying you're headed in a beautiful direction. And let's look at the affirmations. I am optimistic and appreciate all I have. I make empowered choices. I trust whatever the universe brings me. So you're going to just see the universe continue to bring you in more and more of what is right for you. And I think in the past, you weren't able to make empowered choices because there was limited choices you had here. And you're going into the sun, you're going into this beautiful place, and I think you realize that, but that doesn't make this loss any easier. I'm seeing the number 4, Number 10. Yeah, this is also 1910, so October to April, or October and April. Yes, those might be relevant, they don't have to be. But things have shifted. Things are different now. And part of you is, your soul knows this and sees the larger picture, but that doesn't make it easier as a human. So really, I want to validate the fact that this hasn't been easy, and everything you're feeling is totally valid. Like, you're meant to feel this way. This is part of the human condition, and you're meant to allow yourself to feel this way and not beat yourself up, because this is the path you're meant to be on. So don't resist it. Okay. So let's see. We're going to look at the hero's journey. We've done that for the other piles, seeing what kind of the situation is. And I'm excited for this pile to have that, because this feels like you're going on a hero's journey. You're moving from one reality of life to another. And yeah, you might feel kind of judged by what you've left. But that's in such a limited mindset, and where you're going is just so expansive and happy. So let's look at your hero's journey. I'm only taking one card per. This is what, or this is what, where, and then this is with what, and this is the overall spiritual process that's happening here. If we were using alchemy cards, I think separation would come out here, which is about separating for your good, but that doesn't make it less painful. Okay, so we have the shaman, the forest, the nectar, Thanatos. Yeah, I also feel like this isn't something you really like to think about. It's hard to think about this, and for me, I'm almost feeling hesitant to, like, it makes me feel, because I'm tapping into this energy, it makes me feel a little shy about making a reading. And the people I grew up around, the society I grew up around, wasn't tapped into this sort of spiritual development. It was very rigid and 3D based. And so I did leave that community, and it was painful to broaden my horizons and find what was truly meant for me, get out of that box. And I see this sort of process happening, and it could be in a multitude of ways, but that's how it happened for me, at least in one experience. So the nectar card was backwards when I pulled it out. I think you realized what you were being fed over here was poison, or you were allergic to it. Regardless, it wasn't the nectar you needed. And that's why you moved forward into this unknown, was to find this, because you knew it was out there. You knew you could find it. You were given that knowledge from spirit, from that intuitive pull in you. All this time, even when you weren't aware that it was spiritual or maybe 5D based, you still followed it because it felt what was right. And Thanatos is about the process of endings, so beginnings can happen, and that's totally what happened here. I think part of the reason you might not have peace of mind is because you totally are in a forest trying to find your path, trying to find the right way. And this takes time and a lot of trust. And I think it's really essential you trust in the spiritual understanding something that has really been happening for me lately is I listen to this resonance meditation. It's different sound bowls for different chakras. And I find myself getting answers to questions given to me while I meditate. And it's so funny because I've heard before prayer is talking to spirit, meditation is listening. And I'm starting to really notice that clarity. And there's tools you can use on your way here to this nectar. And you can use the nectar you have now, which is those tools to connect with spirit and to connect with your true self. And yeah, another thing that's in Women Who Run with the Wolves. Women Who Run with the Wolves is like my Bible. It has taught me more than any other book has. And I still go to it on a pretty much daily basis, almost, I'd say, for answers. I find exactly what I need to hear in there. In there. So there's a passage in there that's about a woman who goes into the forest to find her answers. Multiple stories, actually. And you have to go to grow. So don't worry about the fact you're here, because this is an essential part of the process to find what you're looking for. It's not meant to be straightforward. So I really see you finding what you're looking for. Even if you don't know what you're looking for, consciously, your soul is guiding you to what it's looking for. And the experience you're going through now, this process, is what your soul is looking for. So you're already living it. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else. Anything else you should know about this process? Is there anything else Pile 3 should know to give them peace of mind? Here, you have the world. Yeah, you're meant to go out on this path. We have the Chariot, the Lovers, the Fool, and the King of Pentacles. We had the Emperor earlier. This path is how you rise to your most abundant self. It's almost paradoxical because this is a spiritual journey, and what you used to be around was this material sort of focus, people who focused on the 3D. And you're going through the spiritual experience that is leaving you so fulfilled and truly connected to spirit. But it's interesting, it's kind of ironic because you're having all of these things that were glorified by the past places you've been. And yeah, I just see, this is so funny because I don't think this is cringe, but maybe sometimes I feel like maybe what I'm doing is cringe to what I used to the people I used to be around in their perspective. But I heard someone say once, the way over cringe mountain, or success is success is once you've climbed cringe mountain. It's like once you've climbed it, gone around it, climbed up and down it, that's where that success is. Like anything successful has at one point been cringe to people who haven't witnessed it before. Like, this is a horrible example, but the first one coming to mind, it's like the Kardashians. Everyone thought they were so cringe for so long, and still people do. But they really just kept moving through people saying mean stuff, and then because they really powered through that, they became so successful. And, you know, they fought, they went up the mountain. And that's not like you're not going through a Kardashian moment, but you are headed the right way and at a strong force. And you are totally aligned with the people and the spiritual energy that's meant to guide you on this. And I think you're entering a new phase of this movement, this leaving behind. I mean, healing isn't linear, it's circuitous. So it's we can leave this negative energy, move into our spiritual path, and still have to deal with it later on. It just happens. And I think you've had to deal with it a little bit and have had to deal with those with that pain of egoic perception. And this next phase you're jumping into is leading to more success on the spiritual plane and completely expanding your world and bringing you exactly what you're looking for. This is a special card to this deck. I'm thinking you don't even know the abundance that's waiting for you. You couldn't even, it's more than your wildest dreams, these experiences. And I think that what you value is experience, is this soul food. It isn't material. And because you chose to move out of the stagnancy, move out of your comfort zone, you are entering this new phase that you're going to celebrate and be celebrated. And also it feels like, remember that the people who truly love you have your back. You have supporters and loving people as you continue into this next phase. And I think focusing on that instead of the judgments against you or things that hurt you. Yeah, it's better to focus on that perspective. People are really kind of proud of you and impressed by you in your life. So that's more of the area to focus on. So to close, we're going to look at affirmative cards. What spiritual principles should pile 3 be using right now, or is being given? Knowing, number 14. Your inner knowing of where you're meant to go is what you can trust. Don't be caught by the illusions of the outside world, because you know what's meant for you. You know where you're headed. And you can find it internally. All these angels and people have their eyes closed. The answer is inside of you and in your third eye. It's in seeing past what's here. That knowing is what's meant to guide you. So, yeah. I also think you're going to be going to somewhere very beautiful, naturally, that is going to give you some sort of a lot of painters and artists call the nature the sublime, just that ecstasy. Kind of like, it's like that nectar. And I see you going somewhere that you just feel it so strongly. And it won't be something that you aren't conscious of happening. It will be like, wow, this is that feeling. So, yeah, I'm excited for you. I think April could be significant, April 1st. January 4th. Yeah. I don't know why dates are really coming up. I think because you're continuing on this path, it is in a temporal way. You are in a new phase on the physical plane. So maybe those will be periods of knowing, periods of inner growth, or periods of outer experience. So yeah, Pile 3, this was cool. I will see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, Pile 4, if you chose the Evil Eye, then this is your reading on peace of mind, where we're going to look at the situation that's causing you stress and what the universe wants to bring in to relieve that stress. So let's look at the problem itself. Okay. The solution. Ooh. Too many came out. We'll use these two, and we'll do this. Justice, 6 of Wands, 10 of Cups, and the Energy Keeper of Fairy Tales. So you're worried that things aren't gonna work out the way that you hope, and Spirit's coming in to say karmically they absolutely will. You're worried about injustice. You're worried about things not going the way that Spirit has kind of led you to believe they will go, or has affirmed to you they will go. I think this is something artistic. This is something you dreamed of. This is something that feels just like brilliant to experience, brilliant to create, brilliant to do. And it's the utmost joy for you. And I think you see sometimes, or you see things that like certain rejections or certain things not working out for others or for yourself, or you're like, that was an injustice, they deserved that. And the thing is we can't conceptualize fully what is right for us, and those things that didn't work out for us really are leading to exactly what's meant for us. And you can see that with the 6 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Exactly, your true fulfillment is coming in. You're getting absolute justice, and you don't have to worry about perceived injustices, because this is all leading to your ultimate justice. And I see this being very whimsical, and you being someone who is very whimsical, and people really appreciate and enjoy listening to, talking to, seeing, perform, or do what makes you happy. And yeah, this is really, really beautiful. I think you're worried about evil eye. You're worried about people coming in and wrecking your plans. There's a song by Taylor Swift called Invisible String. It goes, wreck my plans, that's not man. You know that my dream could take you home. You know what? No, that's called Willow by Taylor Swift. So both of those songs could be significant. They're about really destiny and divine intervention and fate. And that's really what's at play here. And you know this at a deep level. You know that these fairy tales that are being crafted, these excitement, these hopes you have, they are going to come to fruition. And when they don't, just understand it's not the right path for you. Spirit sees something you can't see about that path and wants to keep it as aligned with you as possible. I think people look at your dreams, or maybe you fear they do, with this evil eye, this negative energy, and their judgments, you fear their judgments might affect this success or this coming in. And Spirit's saying absolutely everything that's meant for you is coming in, and Spirit's protecting you from those people. And you're really meant to focus on the energy that's empowering you, that loves you, that's filling you up, because that energy is the negative energy is a waste of time. It's not meant for you. It's not meant to hold you back or push you back. I was hiking in Peru a couple weeks ago, and it was the Inca Trail, and I was thinking about how when I'm hiking up a hill and there's someone behind me, I wish they weren't behind me because I want to walk slower, but they're pushing me to go ahead, to walk further. And when I was walking, I was like, wow, this is kind of like negative people and negative things in my life. Like when I feel them behind me, it pushes me to do better and pushes me to move forward. And even though they're annoying that they're here, they are propelling me towards what's meant for me. What's crazy now I'm realizing is, while I walked, it was very meditative. Like phrases would come in my head, and one was, "The eye is behind you." And I'm realizing right now that I had no idea. I mean, this reading I decided to do a few days ago, that has no, like, I didn't know anything about this when I was walking, but this eye really is what's pushing me forward. And I think this is Spirit trying to say, even those circumstances, no matter how painful they are egoically, no matter how you can see the pain in them, you can see how they're not, you just feel like they lower your vibration, and you're right, and that's why you're moving forward to a higher vibration. And it's because you know what isn't right, you know what's a low vibration, you know what you need to move forward from. And so I think Spirit is like, this is what Spirit's saying, to let you know that these injustices, these difficulties have a purpose. And Spirit loves you so much. They do not want you to have to go through these injustices, these difficulties, these struggles. What Spirit's saying, they serve a very important purpose in propelling you forward. And if everything was working out all the time, there wouldn't be that need for growth. Pain often precedes growth. So Spirit's really saying here. And also when you think about it with fairy tales, there's always a negative energy trying to attack the positive energy. And the fairy tales, the heroine, they're tested, and they end up succeeding over that negative energy. And that's really what I'm seeing here. So let's look at the hero's journey. So what energies are happening here for pile 4? Ooh. Like G6. One of my friends went on a date with a guy who's affiliated with that song. It's so funny. Okay. Like sort of, I don't know, not like majorly affiliated, but involved. Okay. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but I'm just silly. She's so funny, and I love her so much. And if you're watching this, hi. Okay, let's see what the hero's journey has to say. The who? Poet. Where? The castle. The stone with what? And gnosis, innermost truth, innermost feeling. So yeah, you have a hypersensitive awareness of when things are right, when things are wrong, and that's meant to guide you here. And it's a gift, but you also know it can be painful. Hi, Max. My cat just walked by. She's so cute. And the poet is able to express these feelings. And what you make, this fulfillment that you're making, is an expression of this innermost knowing. And I think that there's places egoically that you want this innermost knowing, you want these projects, these things to go to, that you have expectations toward, but they're not right for you. and they could be egoically seen as like the best, but you're being led towards your ultimate happiness, what's ultimately successful for you. And you don't need to define each thing and what it is, because once you have it, you have it. Once you have this following, you have this following. Once you have this support from whatever, it could be a bookstore, it could be a club if you're making music, it could be a record deal, it could be a film society, it could be a knitting club, it could be whatever you create, whatever you love to do, you will have this stability and this solidness coming in. And Spirit's not going to let you have anything less. So in your innermost truth, the poet's holding this crystal ball. So with this innermost truth, you feel the drive, the innate pull to create these things, and they are totally of your soul. And I'm seeing that you will reach heights that you aim for, that you truly know are meant for you, that you truly feel pulled towards. The overall message here is the reason these other things aren't working out that feel like perceived injustices, which they're going to feel that way. So don't invalidate the fact that you feel it, just let yourself feel it. But they're leading to you getting something that is your community, that is steadfast, that isn't flighty, that is foundational. And so I think some of the things that you look towards could be one-hit wonders, or could be just not as sustaining of your life force as what's coming in is. So I think that's Spirit's reassurance to you. We're going to look at the Mandela cards to close. Okay. The Nectar. What reading was this? Maybe it was pile 3. I'm filming a couple days later, so I can't remember. But these cards just popped out of my Mandela deck, so that could be significant. Okay, so let's see what theme Spirit wants you to know. We have unity. You're being united with what's truly meant for you. This is all about connection, interaction, things working together. This is the chemical reaction you're meant to have. The other things aren't what would catalyze your life like this. It's like water and vinegar don't mix. They're like separate whenever you pour them together. It might be water and olive oil, I don't know. But this is something that fully works together to create this harmonious, exciting event. And it's aligning in the exact way it's meant to. And you're meant to trust in it and trust that this interaction and this connection is going to happen. And also that, so when I was in Peru, the Incas, I went to some pre-Columbian art museums, and there was one that talked about how the big focus of Incan art was on interaction and connection, and how the world is made up of things that interact and connect, and it's kind of like Hegel, without the other, it's just we need the other to exist. Hegel is like we need, because there's an object outside of ourselves that we can perceive and that perceives us, that is why we exist, or like that is existence in some shape or form. I am so butchering that. Please don't think that's exactly what Hegel said, or yeah, do your own research. But Hegel I really love, and for some, oh my god, I'm thinking, hey goal, like, hey goal, what's up? Like thinking of your goals here as an object outside of yourself. I don't know. Okay, I am gonna go now. It was an honor to read for you. I hope I see you again soon. Bye.